Hi everyone, welcome to another edition of NUA Talks. And this time we're with Dr. Vaishali Joshi, who's going to be talking to us about all your questions about going to a gynecologist, what to ask when you make an appointment, how do you know when you need to even go to one, how often do you need to get tests and checkups done, etc. So, hello, Dr. Joshi, thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, hi, hello everyone, and thanks for actually giving me this opportunity to connect with all wonderful ladies around the world. Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself before we begin chatting about our topic?
Yeah. I am a senior consultant obstetrician and gynecologist at the Kokilaben Ambani Hospital. I have actually, you can say, have a international experience. So I have from KM Mumbai, and then I was practicing in UK for 14 years. And I have done the training from London, Deanery, and meaning I got almost all the degrees FRCOG, and which are very not very commonly acquired. Now, last 7 years, I have been practicing in Mumbai, and I have currently in a big institute like Kokilaben. So have an experience of last 23, 24 years. So I am hoping I will try to connect with you in and try to address problems or any questions which are there for pertaining women's health today.
Thank you for that. So, as you know, last week we asked our community on Instagram if they have any questions for you, and we got so many that have come in, and of course, we shared them with you as well. So, we're gonna have them answered today, hopefully. A big question that we get a lot is, women don't even know if what the problem they're facing, whatever it may be, is serious enough that she needs to go to a gynecologist. So, how would you address that? At what point do we know, okay, you know what, this is something that I need to see a doctor for?
Yeah. I think that's very relevant question. Most of the time, when we seek medical attention, it is kind of bit of neglected, and then a little bit more advanced problems. So before we know when to address this issue, when it is a problem, one needs to understand what is a normal. Because see, as we age, right from the puberty, like when we are young girls, then adulthood, motherhood, and then menopause and postmenopause, this is a kind of a journey we do as a woman. And we are aware what is normal, thanks to, we all are, most of us are very educated, we have a lot of social media and things. So we know, and we have acquired knowledge maybe by talking to elders, your mother and things. So you know little bit what is normal. So pertaining your periods, how should be the flow, regularity, and whether you think there is a deviation or there is a change from this, maybe in a month or two, I think that's the time you should go and see a gynecologist. Don't leave it. Meaning, we see women. The period issue has been going on for years and years, and then when their hemoglobin drop and then problems happen, then they seek medical attention. So it's important to check it well beforehand.
So, we get so many women who write to us asking about irregular periods, for example, or if there's a sudden change in the duration or the overall cycle duration. Sometimes these changes happen because of stress, or sometimes your period is delayed because of an external factor. So, would you say that as soon as she notices it, in the first time it's ever happened, she should go to a doctor, or monitor it for a couple of months and then take a call?
Yeah. So I think it's always better to be doubly sure. So if it happens once, I would say keep an eye maybe for a month or two. So maybe give your body time to uh, kind of reboot or readjust for a month or two. And but if it still persists, then obviously you should see the doctor.
So many of our followers are from all over the country and they may not have access to gynecologists. What advice would you give them if they need medical attention?
See, I think the doctors or family physician where we have, they are the first access point for any any person or any woman, in a remote places as well.
Yeah.
So I think, and they have a general knowledge, at least not depth, but at least general knowledge what is right and what is wrong. So I would say those may be the first point of contact. So there is no harm going there. Mind you, there can be little bit of social inhibition because um, uh, very few places you may find a female or a woman doctor,
Exactly.
because that's what our ladies, or particularly from the rural area, they are a bit hesitant to go and talk freely about these issues.
It's not
Which
just in rural areas. You see it a lot in cities and towns as well. There is some
yeah, that's
hesitation
right.
and awkwardness.
Yeah, meaning well educated ladies also tell me, oh, I wasn't very comfortable talking to the
Yeah.
male doctor. So, so these are the some things which are there, which are inherent, which we cannot. But one has to be brave, and one has to be little bit selfish, and break this inhibition and come out and be frank. Just treat that person as a doctor, as a mediation to get your help. And you need to be very frank, like when you go in a court, you have to be always very honest and frank with your lawyer. It's like that. So,
Right.
and the reason is why you need to be selfish, because if you are the key for the family, if you are healthy, the family and everybody is going to be healthy.
Right.
So the women should give priority to their health, and as you said rightly, they should not wait or neglect their health problems.
So it's okay to go to a general physician in case you don't have a gynecologist, and then he or she can guide you after that.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a very efficient and good general physician here. They can at least do certain tests, run tests to find out the problem, and then they can guide you to see a right doctor. So that's what I would suggest.
Have you noticed any hesitation if someone's come to you for the first time? I think a lot of women want to know, okay, fine, now I'm going to a gynecologist. This is my first time going to one. What should I ask? Keeping her problems aside, of course, the specific issue that she's come to visit you for, what are the 3 or 4 things that everyone should ask their gynac?
I think, as I said, when there is a first visit to a gynecologist, I think most of the ladies are a little bit scared what to expect, meaning they must have heard so many things about the examination and things like. So they are all worked up for that. But when you see a gynecologist, you need to remember that you are seeing a specialist specially for your health. So you need to first understand what is the normal thing with regarding women's period, what routine tests you need to do to make sure you stay healthy. And most important thing, I think women's health is closely related to her pregnancy planning and peri-pregnancy health. So I think I'm talking about pregnancy planning or indirectly contraception is very, very important. I think this is something which is really undervalued and neglected in our society. I think these are the very important thing one needs to talk to a gynecologist. Then other thing, if you are a mother, then you need to think about, if you have a daughter, then what should be the test, what to expect as daughter goes through the hormonal changes. So these are the, so when you visit, you should try to get maximum out of the visit not only for your health, but for your family health as well.
What about younger girls who are not, we have so many girls writing to us saying, I'm not married, I'm not looking to get married, and they are not mothers, but they have certain problems and issues for which they need to see a gynecologist. But the mentality is that you need to go to a gynecologist only when you're pregnant or when you're ready to get pregnant.
Yeah.
How would you help those girls who really want those answers but hesitate to ask them?
Yeah, that's, I think the point you're making is very right. So gynecologists are not only to be visited only in pregnancy. Uh, it's very important to plan your pregnancies, and particularly in this era, uh, there are many consensual relations and living in premarital and others. So there are a lot of things one need to understand about women's health, and it's very important to maintain a healthy woman, because it can have an effect on your future fertility, your sexual health, and hormones, and also as you whole uh, uh, like your blood pressure, the bigger problems when you age. So it has an impact on everything. So it's very important that you need to understand pregnancy does not mean you have to go to a gynecologist. You
Right.
should go well before. And nowadays, when you do these annual health checkups, in that the
Yeah,
gynae,
getting to that.
yes,
Yeah.
so gynecology consultation is really included. So I think that is what is very forward thinking, and that facility needs to be aware, needs to be utilized thoroughly by these all young girls who want advice desperately.
Okay, so doctor, keeping that in mind, what would you recommend is the age that a girl or a woman should start consulting a gynecologist?
I think a woman should, meaning in practical scenario, every woman after age of 21 or 20 should have a access to gynecological services and see a specialist gynecologist. Um, there is a hard and fast rule for that. If nowadays we see a lot of young girls with hormonal issues, irregular periods, which are, I would say, they are going through the adolescence, like 14, 15, 18-year-old. If you think the problems are continuing, and as we discussed before, that okay, you go give your body 2-3 months, and if the problems are still persisting, then that, even if it is early, that should be the right time for you, that you need to understand and see the gynecologist.
Right.
Okay, there isn't, but the reason I said 20 after 21 is because there are certain need to do certain tests and things as per women's health concerns.